bridging. Uy, tulay.
100 lang siya sa TV.
Ano bang ibig sabihin ng bridging? Bakit ba dapat may tulay? Okay. Ang hindi nakikinig sa akin, stand in the corner. Remember, grade 1 teacher ako, mahilig ako magpa-stand in the corner. Okay, the languages for literacy development from kindergarten to grade 3. We have been saying na first, the children are taught literacy in the mother tongue. Then they shift to Filipino. While still teaching mother tongue, we teach Filipino. Then we teach English. Ang pagkakaiba lang, noon, Filipino and English lang. Ngayon, mayroong mother tongue which serves as the bridge from the home to school. Okay. And the tall order for our kindergarten to grade 3 teachers is to develop literacy in L1, develop literacy in L2, and develop literacy in L3. By the end of grade 3, they are readers and writers in 3 languages. So, we said that kindergarten children are emergent readers. So during the last 2 days, we have been talking about how do we develop the literacy of kindergarten children. First, by giving them lots of listening and talking activities. So they listen a lot, they talk a lot. Narinig na ba nyo yung sinasabi ng educators that we should not say stop talking to preschool children? Kasi doon lang sila nag-uumpisang mag-express ng sarili nila. Tapos sasabihin ng teacher, stop talking. Stand in the corner ang kinder teachers. So listening and talking opportunities. By giving them opportunities to listen to the sounds of the language. Anong tawag doon? Listening to the sounds of the language. Phonological. By exposing them to books in order to have a feel of a book and to realize how print works. Ano yon? Book and print orientation. By reading stories to them to develop their positive attitude towards LLL. By introducing them to the letters of the alphabet, to name and sound each letter, upper and lower case, and by teaching them to write the letters. And you have on the right side the domains that correspond to the skills that we want to develop among our kindergarten children. Okay, tinake up na natin to. Beginning reading in the mother tongue happens in grade 1. How do we develop the learner's beginning reading skills? We took this up this morning. We teach them to recognize words. We introduce them to what the words mean and how to write the words correctly. We let them read a series of words with accuracy, automaticity, and proper expression. We give them opportunities to put down their ideas in writing. We encourage them to use correct grammatical structures when speaking and writing. We help them understand what the words listened to or read mean. We develop their ability to understand what they read, and we equip them with skills that will help them in studying as well as understanding the content subjects. And so we have the domains: phonics and word recognition, vocabulary development, spelling, fluency, writing as composing, and grammar awareness, vocabulary development, reading comprehension, and study skills in the mother tongue. So, look at how the grade 1 teacher will treat the subjects. The prints written in red were introduced or developed in kindergarten. And the ones printed in black are being introduced in grade 1. Okay, in the mother tongue. And of course, they have oral language development in Filipino. And notice the grade 1 class program. Mother tongue, 50 minutes. Filipino, 30 minutes. And English, 30 minutes. Filipino and English are both for oral language development. So that in grade 1, there is beginning reading in the mother tongue, oral language development in Filipino, and oral language development in English. Grade 2 and 3 class program would have 50 minutes for each of the 3 languages. So that in grade 2, we continue to teach the children beginning reading in the mother tongue. First semester of grade 2, we introduce beginning reading in Filipino. First semester of grade 2, English is still for oral language development. Okay. Look at how the grade 2 curriculum looks. First semester, literacy in the mother tongue, medyo advanced na sila, may phonics pa and word recognition, may spelling, but we develop all the other skills in the mother tongue. Look at what is new in Filipino. We introduce them to oral language development, phonological awareness, book and print knowledge, alphabet knowledge, listening comprehension, and attitude towards language, literacy, and literature. But notice that these were already taken up in grade 1. So they are not entirely new concepts. They are not entirely new skills. Alam na ng bata, alam ko na yan. Yun yung nagsurat kang libro. Sa Tagalog pala may akda ang tawag dyan. Yun ang nagdrawing kan mga retrato sa libro. Sa Tagalog pala ang tawag dyan ay tagaguhit. So it's not an entirely new concept. What are new in Filipino are, we teach them phonics and word recognition in Filipino, spelling, fluency, reading comprehension, grammar awareness, and study skills. But even these are not entirely new. Natuto na silang magbasa in the mother tongue. Natuto na silang mag-spell in the mother tongue. Naturoan na silang magbasa, observing proper thought groups in the mother tongue. Alam na nilang sagutin ang hain, kasuarin in the mother tongue. Buti na lang may mother tongue akong hindi Tagalog. Alam na nila kung ano yung noun, ano nga sa Pilipino yon, pangalan. Itinuturo natin sa Pilipino pero alam na nila yon in the mother tongue and study skills. So they are not entirely new lessons. Pag grade 2 second semester, you have developmental reading in grade 2 in the mother tongue. They are now reading longer stories in the mother tongue, while they are still having beginning reading in Filipino, which started first semester. They are now starting beginning reading in English. So the work of a grade 2 teacher is tough. Tama si sir. Kasi pag grade 2, pinapabasa mo sa mother tongue. Pag first semester, nag-i-introduce ka ng Filipino. Pag second semester, nag-i-introduce ka ng English. So the challenge is for the grade 2 teachers. So tingnan nyo ang nangyayari pag grade 2. Mother tongue, wala na yung mga phonological awareness and everything, na master na yan in the mother tongue. Ito, nire-review na lang. And look at the new lessons. Handwriting, nagka-cursive writing pag grade 2 second sem. And ang tanong ko noon, because as I said, I am refining the grade 2 teacher's guide in Filipino. Sabi ko, bakit may handwriting yung learner's manual in Filipino? Di ba dapat yung cursive writing na develop in the mother tongue? Eh wala dun sa workbook ng mother tongue, so dinidevelop sa Filipino ang cursive writing. We still develop this in the mother tongue. We develop this or we review this in Filipino, and these are the things that we teach them. These are the things that we teach in English. Oral language development should be intensive in English. Phonological awareness. I placed their alphabet knowledge because there are letters of the alphabet that have different sounds in English. And I want intensive vocabulary development as early as the alphabet knowledge level. And these are new lessons in English. Okay. And then we go to grade 3. Developmental reading na ang mother tongue and Filipino. They are supposedly good readers already in the mother tongue and in Filipino. They are still doing beginning reading in English. Ito yung we had some kind of debate. Kasi sabi nung ibang kasama ko, hindi, beginning reading, isang semester lang sa English. Second, hindi kaya. Ano-ano ang mga tinuturo natin sa word recognition? Short vowel words, words with consonant blends, words with consonant digraphs, long vowel words, vowel diphthongs, vowel digraphs. Hindi kakayanin ng bata in one semester. So nagko-continue yan hanggang grade 3. Okay, so notice na pag grade 3, halos nasa mastery level ng reading in the mother tongue. Ito yung Filipino at ito pa rin yung English. Okay. As I said, they are not entirely new skills or new concepts. Napag-aralan nila sa mother tongue, alam na rin nila yun sa Filipino. Or pagdating sa Filipino, medyo, alam ko na yan. Sinabi na yan ni teacher nung isang taon. Pero sinabi niya sa Ilocano. Ngayon, sabihin niya na sa Filipino. And then the next semester, sa English na. The bridging happens. What does it mean? When you say bridge, hindi yung tulay na tinatawiran, no? In academic terms, bridge is the instructional moment when teachers bring the languages together to encourage students to explore the similarities and differences between and among languages, and transfer what the students have learned from one language to another. So, bridge. What are the similarities and differences among languages? Mother tongue, Filipino, and English have the same phonology or sound system, same word formation or morphology, same syntax and grammar, and same pragmatics or language use. So that when we talk of bridging, it's translanguaging. And it occurs during the bridge or whenever students and teachers make connections among languages. Bridging helps students transfer academic language learned in one language to the other language or languages, and the students engage in contrastive analysis by focusing on the similarities and differences among languages. Okay, what are the connections among the competencies in the different domains? What are the similarities and differences between what as a pupil learned in the mother tongue to what I'm learning now in Filipino and to what I'm learning now in English? According to different authors, transfer of learning from one language to another is facilitated when languages share written systems. At yun ang advantage natin mga Pilipino. Our writing system is the same as the writing system in English. It's not like in Japan, for example, or in Bangkok na characters. Ang hirap i-transfer, nagbabasa ako in English, tapos magbabasa ako in Japanese, mahirap because I have to cope with those characters. Alphabetic knowledge and word reading are found to transfer well, especially when the two languages are orthographically comparable. Filipino has an easier orthography. But to a certain extent, our students can transfer what they know about decoding in Filipino to decoding in English. Kasi tayo transparent language, di ba? Parang marami tayong salita na kung anong bigkas siyang baybay, kung anong baybay siyang bigkas. Kaya in a way, medyo ako nag-react dito sa Komisyon ng Wika, bakit ginawang puwede ang spelling? Bakit ginawang kuwaderno? Hindi naman natin sinasabing kuwaderno. Sinasabi natin kuwaderno. So sabi ko, di malina pala yung kung anong bigkas siyang baybay. Hindi ba? Kasi puwede. Kuwaderno. Niyan. Ekspresyon. Aksyon. Sabi ko, ha? Kaya lang, approve na yon. Okay. What concepts and skills transfer across languages? Look at the different domains and look the green ones transfer from one language to another. So sa 14, 12 ang nagtatransfer. Ang oral language, may unique oral language ang iba't ibang languages. Ang vocabulary, may unique vocabulary ang bawat language. And according to researches, transfer of vocabulary and oral language is more variable and limited. Limitado lang, hindi kagaya ng iba. Okay, isa-isay natin. Look at phonological awareness. What skills transfer? We teach the children in the mother tongue rhyming words. We teach them to count the number of syllables in a word. We teach them beginning sound and ending sound. Ganon din sa Filipino. Ganon din sa English. What are new? Yung terms lang. Sa Filipino, sinasabi natin, alin ang magkatugma? Ilan ang pantig? Ano ang umpisang tunog? Ano ang huling tunog? Yun lang ang bago. But the skill itself is the same. Di ba? Pareho lang, nakikinig sila at pinapakinggan nila kung ano ang magkatugma. Kung ano ang umpisang titik or letra, sir. Ay, ma'am. Ma'am Angel, letra. Sabi ko kasi palagi titik. Okay, anong umpisang letra? Ano ang umpisang tunog? Ano ang huling tunog? Rhyming words. Syllables beginning and ending pag sa English. So may transfer ng skill. Alam na nila tong skill na to in Filipino. Alam nila una sa mother tongue. Pag English, alam na rin nila ang skill. Book and print orientation. Alam na nila a book has a cover. Alam nila that the pictures tell about a story. Alam na nila that the author writes the story. The illustrator draws the pictures in the story. What are new? Pag Filipino, sinasabi lang tingnan ang pabalat ng aklat. Hindi balat ha, pabalat. Yan, na-check ako dyan. Pabalat ng aklat. Sino ang may akda? Sino ang tagaguhit? So again, the terms are new. Pagdating sa English, who is the author? Who is the illustrator? Ay, alam ko na yan. Illustrator palang tawag doon. Yun lang yung nagdo-drawing ng mga larawan. So, parehong skill. Di ba? Alphabet knowledge. What letters are the same in the mother tongue and in Filipino? Most, if not all letters are the same. Except that, ang realization ko, iba't ibang mother tongue pala, iba't ibang number of letters. Ang Chavacano, 30 ang letters ng alphabet. Ang Kapampangan ba, ang 19 lang? Ang Cebuano, 20. So, hindi pare-pareho. Kapampangan, wala talagang H sa kanilang mother tongue language. Diba? Ang Bicol, 26. So, merong letters na hindi na ituturo sa mother tongue. So, yun lang ang ituturo pagdating sa Filipino. Okay. What letters were not taught in one language and should be taught in L2 and in L3? What letters have the same sound in all the languages? In all the languages, ang consonants pareho. Dalawang consonants sa Filipino, alam mo, kinukorek ko yung dalawang consonants lang, ang dalawa ang tunog sa mother tongue saka sa Filipino. Sinasabi lang natin, ang letter C, you have the hard sound K, and you have the soft sound S. And you have letter G, the hard sound G, and the soft sound J. Pero sabi ko, pwede ba ituro din yung dalawang tunog ng J? Kasi yung mga bata, ang basa si Jose Rizal. Sabi ko, hindi. Jose Rizal yon. Pero hindi kasi natin tinuturo na ang J may tunog na, di ba? Nanineglect natin yan. Tapos pinapagalitan natin ang bata pag sinasabing si Juan Tamad. Di ba? Hindi yun alam ng mga bata dahil hindi natin tinuturo ang isa pang tunog ng J. Di ba? Hindi natin tinuturo yon. Tapos pag nagbabasa ng si Jose Rizal, sasabihin nitan, hindi yan Jose, Jose yan. Tinuro mo ba ang J? Okay. So, what letters have a different sound in L1, in L2, and of course we say that in L3, each vowel has more than one sound. So it's something that is new. So phonics and word recognition, pupils are taught to read in the mother tongue first. They shift to reading in Filipino. Bakit dalawa? English yan. Nag-cut and paste ako kanina. Okay. The skills, one blends sounds associated with letters or symbols to decode a word. The reader combines words to form sentences. In mother tongue, in Filipino, and in English, so these skills are the same. But why is it easier for the pupils to transfer skill in decoding from the mother tongue to Filipino? Di ba madali? Parang one-to-one correspondence. What are the difficulties of the beginning readers in transferring the skill in decoding to English? Okay. Will you read the words in the blue box, everybody? Okay, these are Bicol words. Pag nababasa to ng Bicolano children, Itong mother tongue nila, alam nilang nigo, dayo, sato, guta, paroy, hugay, gurang, magayon. Instantly, alam nila kung anong ibig sabihin, di ba? You don't have to unlock. Alam nila kung anong nigo. Sa inyo, i-unlock namin, pero sa Bicolano children, alam na to. Now, nigo yung bilao. Dayo is aso. Of course, we always have guta or coconut milk. Okay? So, when Bicolano children would shift to reading in Filipino, they would say, paso, puto, damo, kama, gatas, bahay, saging, matamis. Maybe the accent would be erroneous for some words, but they can attack the words. Why? Parehong-pareho yung skill. Kung paano ang spelling, yun din ang pagbasa. So, direct ang transfer from the mother tongue to Filipino. I wonder, ma'am, yung mga sa Ilocano, pareho po ba ang transfer from mother tongue to Filipino? May kaibahan ba? Aling mother tongue ang may kaibahan pag nagtatransfer ng word recognition to Filipino? Halos pareho. Okay. Words in the mother tongue and in Filipino are phonetically consistent. There is direct transfer of skill in decoding. However, there is a need for vocabulary development. The need to explain what each word means. Ang kulit ko, kahapon ko pa sasasabi yung vocabulary development. Bakit ako makulit? Nakikita kong problema sa field. Kindergarten to grade 3 teachers, pabasa lang ng pabasa. Hindi pinapaliwanag kung anong ibig sabihin ng binabasa. I see that not only in Region 5, not only in Region 4. I think, naikot ko na buong Pilipinas, ganyan ang problema. So, the need to explain what each word means. Look again at the Bicol words, look at the Filipino words, and look at the English words. Short E, short I, short A, medyo walang problema. Kasi ang basa din natin, web, pan, bag, bib. Tingnan mo na kung saan may problema. Hindi na to parang decoding in Bicol or in Filipino. Hindi na natin sinasabing top. Hindi na natin binabasa ng bug. Hindi na binabasa ng fun. So, the difficulty starts pagdating sa short O saka sa short U. Hindi na talaga pareho. So, pag grade 2 second semester, look, there is a difficulty in decoding the English words na dapat handa ang teacher kung paano yan ipapadecode. Grade 3, first semester, phonics and word recognition in English. Okay, medyo mahirap na ang babasahin kasi meron ng CBC, pero nababasa ng bata. But look at the English words. You have cake, late, line, bite, cone, and tube. Medyo mahirap na dahil talagang hindi na kung anong bigkas siyang baybay, kung anong baybay siyang bigkas. So, there's now bridging from mother tongue and Filipino to English because there's difficulty. Okay, the bridging is more difficult because of the difficulty in word recognition and in spelling. But notice that there is also a problem here. Bago ang UPIS, mother tongue ang ginagamit na reading, language for reading. And by the way, we started it in 1991. It was a 4-year research. I was the head of the K-2. Pagkatapos ng research, nagbigay kami ng kopya sa DepEd to tell DepEd na mas maganda ang paggamit ng mother tongue. Hindi ng DepEd pinansin. Nung 2012, sabi niya, Feli, nasaan na nga yung research nyo? Seko, 20 years ago na yan, hindi ko na alam kung nasaan na yon. Saka, but we already started. And ito, bago kami nag-full blast, yung co-teacher ko nag-start teaching reading in Filipino first semester. I started teaching in English because we wanted to find out alin nga ba ang mas maganda. We found out na kapag nag-start ng beginning reading in Filipino, pagdating sa pagbasa sa English, hindi nakakahinto after one syllable. Kahit na web, pinawasang web pan bag kasi sanay na sa Filipino, wala naman tayong maraming salita na one syllable lang. Kaya parang nabibigla ang batang, bakit hihinto ako after one syllable? On the other hand, yung mga nag-umpisa ng English, pag nagbasa sa Filipino, nagiging some. Binabasa nilang one syllable. So, you have to guard against that. Naalala ko bigla yung kanina yung ginagawa ko. Oo nga pala, nung nag-experiment kami, iba yung nagiging initial behavior nung bata na nagbasa in the mother tongue and in Filipino, naninibago pagdating sa English na one syllable lang ang beginning reading words. Hindi sila nakakahinto sa pan. Sabi ko hindi, pan lang yon. Pero nako-correct naman. Of course, the spelling is another matter. But look, grade 2 second semester, ganito ang hitsura ng babasahin ng bata. Grade 3 first semester, ganito. So, difficulty in word recognition and spelling in English. And, of course, intensive vocabulary development. Look again at the difficulty from Filipino to English. Binabasang umaga, pare, pain, braso, tubo. Pagdating sa English, bakit hindi umbrella, naging umbrella? Bakit hindi pare, naging pear? Bakit hindi pain, naging pain? Bakit hindi brace, naging brace? Bakit hindi tube, naging tube? Di ba? And you will notice your beginning readers in English, huwag niyong sigawan kasi magkakaroon ng ganyang difficulty at the start. Normal yon kasi sanay sila ng dala-dala nilang knowledge in word recognition from the mother tongue and Filipino. Okay. Let's remember that it's more difficult to decode words in English because not all the words are phonetically consistent. And the teacher should use varied effective techniques to ensure that the learners understand the words that they can decode. What about comprehension? Comprehension strategies transfer across languages. Pareho lang naman yung noting details. Pareho lang sequencing events. Pareho lang cause and effect. Pareho lang making inferences. So walang bagong skill in comprehension skills. Pareho in the mother tongue, in Filipino, and in English. Nagkakatalo lang kung hindi naiintindihan ng bata yung binabasa. Studies, strategies, skills are the same, only the terms change. Alphabetizing, pareho. Giving and understanding directions, pareho. Interpreting graphs, pareho. Interpreting tables, pareho. So, notice na dapat nagta-transfer ang skill from one language to another. Okay. Let us not think that bridging is translation. It's a common misconception. We give the terms in the other language, but we don't in the classroom, we don't always say, ganito yon. The Filipino word for bake is yung gumagawa ng cake. So, as much as possible, only the children will shift to the mother tongue or will translate. But the teacher should consistently use the medium of instruction. Di ba sinasabi natin na immerse them in a second language to learn the language? The pupils may use either the mother tongue or Filipino in expressing their answer if they find it difficult to use the target language. Kaya hindi ko makarelate sa ma'am, hindi na ako maka-English ng maayos kasi matagal na akong grade 1 teacher. Di ba? Hindi ako dyan makarelate because you still have to speak to the children in a language of instruction. You don't say or you don't really say that because I'm in grade 1, I should speak, I should explain the concepts in the mother tongue. Doon tayo nagkatalo sa teams eh. Magaling ang bata natin sa science and math. Kaya lang mayabang tayo, sabi natin, the test should be in English. Ang hindi alam ng officials natin, ang science and math, hindi tinuturo ng English sa mga schools natin. Kahit na English dapat ang medium of instruction. Gets nyo? Itinuturo pa rin ang English, ang science in the mother tongue. Kaya nang i-test ang science concepts in English, baba ng score ng mga bata. Di ba? Nag-i-English lang sila sa science and math kung nandyan kayo. Pag wala kayo, mother tongue yun. Kaya pinormalize lang natin yun ngayon. The teacher, in a very subtle way, translates the pupil's answer to the target language. So our challenge is, how can we teachers help children make the link between what they previously learned in the mother tongue to what they are currently learning in Filipino and in English? So notice na ang bridging to among languages. Before languages, may isa pang bridging. Bridging from one domain to another. Kita nyo yung phonological awareness would serve as a bridge for the children to be able to detect the letter sounds. Alphabet knowledge would serve as a bridge for word recognition. I mentioned this morning, kung di magaling ang ang alphabet knowledge ng bata, mahihirapan siyang mag-recognize ng words. From word recognition to fluency. Kapag hindi niya nababasa yung words, hindi siya makakabasa in proper phrasing. And this bridges now to comprehension. Now, another kind of bridging, literacy in the 3 languages, is a preparation for content area learning. Remember that from kindergarten to grade 3, it's the learning to read stage. From grade 4 up, it's reading to learn stage. First, we teach them to learn to read. Later, they use that reading skill in learning the other content subjects. Kaya kapag palpak ang bata sa reading, all the rest follow. Mahina na sa math. Hindi naiintindihan ng story problems. Mahina sa science. Hindi nababasa yung terms. Mahina sa social studies. Hindi naiintindihan. So, we now should prepare children for the reading to learn stage. A grade 3 learner is expected to be literate in the mother tongue, in Filipino, and in English. And a grade 3 learner should be ready to use his or her literacy skills in understanding the content subjects. So notice the role of reading in the life of the student. Pag hindi na-develop yun sa K-3, kawawa ang bata pagdating sa grade 4. And we have so many children na kawawa. Because the communication skills, the reading skills were not developed in the early grades. O bago, thank you yan dito kasi sit back and relax, manonood tayo ng video and then we are going to work on it.